rocking them.
Yeah, especially on the Friday, right?
Into the weekend, yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, there it is. Welcome to Morning Crankers, ladies and gents.
Missed y'all. Been a few days.
It has. I mean, but we've been hard at work.
We have.
Discovering new paths. Is that a good way to put it?
It's the best way to explain it,
I mean, when you're navigating blind because you don't know what's happening,
Yeah, and that's pretty much what it's been.
Is Morning Crankers going to find a new home? Is it going to stay put? I mean, what's going on?
We don't know yet.
We don't. And it is completely 110,000% unexpected.
And everything's in the air right now.
You remember Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of where we're at right now with Morning Crankers. We're on Gilligan's Island now.
Right.
Lots and lots and lots of, hey, come here.
Yes.
But we're kind of happy where we are if they change a couple things that, need to happen for comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
For us. But, you'll still be able to find us at the same place, but we're going to be somewhere different. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's just a little weird, a little bit different. So, it's Friday. What do you got planned for the weekend, brother?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Are you working?
So far, it's on the schedule that we're not. So.
Oh, really?
Looks like my weekend could be open.
I was going to say, I didn't think that started till like July.
I know, right?
I mean, usually right now you're working 7 days a week.
6, 7, yeah. I mean, that's not to say that it won't change, but we'll see.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think that it's going to. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it's Lucky Penny Day.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that? May 23rd, Lucky Penny Day.
Oh, penny saved is a penny earned, what I was taught.
Yeah, well, it is. It's also Carb Day, which is like, the guys that really, really, really like racing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Carb Day because racers don't like fuel injection.
Right.
Or at least most of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We don't want to get that Carb Day mixed up with the other Carb Day, which is the muscle heads.
Yeah, well, Carb Day. I mean, have you ever followed that? Like, hey, I'm not going to eat this because there's too many carbs
today. No, I'm going to eat what I want to eat today.
Well, you did have Sheila shit today.
Yeah, something like that.
What did you think?
Yeah, it was.
Was it wonderfully tasting?
Oh, it was just that wonderfully aroma coffee taste.
It was really.
No, it tastes like coffee ground.
To me, if you took a candy with alcohol in it, and then you mixed in some coffee grounds,
right,
and then added tar to it.
I'm gonna say it tastes like one of those caramels you used to buy, the square ones.
Yeah, I remember those.
Remember those come in the package, and then you mixed it with coffee grounds, and that's what you were chewing on.
Yeah, but there's a tarry taste. There's some sort of weird alcohol
it's an
taste.
aftertaste at the end.
Yeah, there's something about it. But anyways, so that has a lot of health benefits.
It does, and it's good for you.
Well, I know the reason you're taking it. It helps with flaccidity.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you got to keep the veins moving.
Well, I think it's going to help. At least, they've been using this in tribal ways for how many years?
Long time.
And it's got like 80 trace minerals that some of them aren't even found in the food anymore because of, GMO stuff.
Well, let's be honest. We talked off the air about this before we went on, and I said a lot of it's there's a lot of the herbals. People have been going crazy about herbals in the last 10, 12 years.
I remember when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old.
I love it because that's what it's all about.
Grandma's like, take this. And it was golden seal.
Yeah.
You ever taken golden seal?
I may have. I don't want to say I haven't.
It's just a ground up root that you put in water, and she'd put a little bit of sugar in it, but it still tasted like bleh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it cured the sickness.
Never again.
Never again.
It's National Cooler Day. What do you got for a cooler?
I've got an igloo.
I've got 3 igloos, but I got the great, great big ones.
Yeah.
The wife and her food truck. And
I got one. Believe it or not, it fits perfectly on my passenger side floorboard.
Yeah, you do have one for work. Yeah.
For work, yeah.
You brought me a Mexican Coca-Cola today, and folks, why don't you explain to them what it is?
Yeah, Mexican Coca-Cola. It's where they've not put in all those bad sugars like we have here in America.
And the main thing, it's a glass bottle.
And it's a glass bottle. Brings back the old memories for us old timers.
Well, it's not just that. The first story of the day is this.
Smooth.
Okay, and if you actually go look for this, you're going to find it. But they have found something consistently, actually 100% in dementia patients. Guess what that is?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna say it's probably the bad sugar we talked about.
It is microplastics.
Oh,
Can you believe that?
wow.
Okay. And
Okay.
it's a train wreck.
I can believe it.
100% of all autopsied humans
Yes.
that had dementia have microplastics running around in their brain.
Ooh.
Okay, so you can tell that the media is kind of like covering for this company,
Right.
but I'm going to tell you, it's Ziploc. What do you think of that?
That's terrible.
Well, there's a class action lawsuit against them right now. Most people don't know that. Ziploc is used by over 200 million Americans.
Yep, I'm one of them.
Well, did you know that it's made in California?
Oh, didn't know that either.
Okay, the lawsuit was filed in California, and it talks about the microplastics. And here's the thing. What they're saying is Ziploc actually knew this was going on.
Oh, boy.
So, I mean, what do you think of that?
I think Ziploc company's in a lot of trouble.
Well, I would think so because there is a lot. I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. It was filed by California resident Linda Cheslow, and the suit claims that the containers labeled microwave safe and freezer safe are made from polyethylene and polypropylene.
Ooh.
Okay, but here's the thing. Polyethylene and polypropylene both break down into microplastics. And both are used in their bags. And you remember the Ziploc, like the box you could take to work? Like the wife makes those on and you throw it in there and then pop the tops down. And you remember that?
Yep.
Well, they're the main users of those with that Power Shield technology.
Oh, boy.
Only 30 years before you get dementia.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, this is sad, folks. I mean, I've been saying this for years.
Well, listen to this. Microwave safe can release up to 4.22 million microplastics and 2.11 billion nanoplastic particles per square centimeter.
Ooh.
Within 3 minutes of microwave heating.
Not good.
That's not good at all because, I mean, I've ate that stuff. You've eaten that stuff. Everybody's eaten that stuff. And they say, the scientists, that we basically, you've seen the little white plastic spoons, right?
Yes.
They say that we have that in our brain right now, most of the population.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's a lot.
That's terrible.
And it's all microplastics. And we're just starting to hear about it now. So let me ask you something. A company as big as Ziploc, and this comes out now, why haven't more people heard about this?
It's because they're trying to put it in the background for news.
Well,
media.
It's something. This is like a page 91 article.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of that, a lot of people didn't hear that one of our favorites from Cheers is gone.
Yeah, Mr. George Wendt.
Yes, and he played.
And he was one of the most underrated comedians of the day.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was a Norm.
He was a guy.
I love that show. That was my favorite comedy of all time.
Well, I'll tell you why. He sat there and he was quick-witted.
Yes.
Yeah, and his humor, a lot of it was very dry, but very quick-witted.
Yeah, I love that show.
Did you like him when him and Woody Harrelson would act better, or Ted Danson?
I liked Woody, of course. Woody was hilarious on that show.
But he played the dumb guy.
But he was. It was that dumb, funny, like, role. I mean,
now, how about the girls?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they talk to Norm all the time.
They did.
You know, it was great. It was a great thing.
The comedy was ahead of its time. It was so many great actors and actresses.
And also, do you want to tell everybody about the owner in Indianapolis of the Colts?
Yeah, Mr. Jim Irsay, the Indianapolis Colts owner and founder, CEO, I guess. I don't know if he's the founder, because didn't they buy the...
Yeah, I think they bought it, but he's been the owner. He's actually very beloved in Indianapolis.
I think he's been the owner since they've been in Indianapolis. I know that.
So the very first thing I got, anytime news like this happens, folks, we get people that send stuff to us.
Yeah.
The very first thing that was sent to me was he died of an OD. And I looked, I can't find that anywhere. But he was a party animal.
He was.
And
he was known as a party animal. I knew that in Indy. So.
Well, in January, he was actually rescued, and they had to give him Narcan for an OD, which I had no idea, and that I verified.
But I will say this: he was a giver because he did give back to the community of Indianapolis.
They say that in Indianapolis, he is very beloved because he gave back way more than anybody expected.
Yeah.
So, our prayers are with him and his family. You don't really care how he passed away.
No.
But I hate right away the accusations.
Accusations, yeah.
Literally, people don't even know that he passed away yet, and they're saying that.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and it's just like that normal gossip girl crap is what I call it.
It is. So, to me, it doesn't really matter how he passed away. He did a lot of good for a lot of people.
If he did as much as he did for the community, he can live his life however he wants to live because he's a man.
I agree. And we also had some more good news. There was a woman that 62 years ago disappeared. Her name was Audrey Backeberg.
Ooh, wow.
And she disappeared from a little town in Wisconsin named Reedsburg. And this girl was missing, assumed dead.
Wow.
62 years later. Now, this is kind of funny, I want to know what you think about this.
Okay.
The new cop that's assigned to the cold cases goes and grabs her name, puts it into a database, or it's probably the NCIC.
Right.
And a girl her age with the same Social Security number pops up at being arrested in another state like 15 years ago.
Huh.
Does it seem like they're getting a little lazy?
They are.
Like if
they took that long,
Well, it took that long, and there wasn't a ping that said, hey, this person with this Social Security number and this birth date with this name is living here.
Yeah. That should have been investigated many, many moons ago, as they say.
This lady's 80-some years old.
Mm.
But here's what happened. She had an abusive piece of, what?
Garbage.
Yep.
We'll just say it.
Husband. And he was, knocking her lights out.
Right.
And she just decided enough is enough and moved.
Right. She was trying to get away from it for a better life.
Right. And because so many years had went by, her marriage was...
Null and void?
Well, null and void. I think the guy probably said, well, she's gone, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So when she filed to get married in her new state, it never clicked.
Right.
So she got married. She had kids, got grandkids. I mean, had a wonderful life. And, they finally found her. I mean,
She just basically put that life behind her.
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And there's some things that I want to put behind us right now.
Right.
Now, in 2021, we did multiple stories about institutions of higher learning.
Yeah.
Mainly Harvard.
Right.
And we were talking about the endowments, and we were talking about the whirlwind that surrounded them selling body parts.
Right.
Do you remember that story?
I remember that story.
And we took some heat for it. Man, did we get some heat.
We did.
We got threatened to be thrown off of different places.
I think that story about got us thrown off the air quicker than anything.
It was funny. I was looking at my LinkedIn the other day, and you know how it shows you who researched you?
Right.
The very top two was Harvard.
Yeah.
People that worked at Harvard, and the second one was BlackRock.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, but anyway, so this comes out on the Associated Press. And when the Associated Press says it, then you can actually say it without being in trouble.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. A guy named Cedric Lodge, 57 years old, of Goffstown, New Hampshire, pled guilty Wednesday in Pennsylvania court to transport and sale of human remains.
Yeah.
He faces up to 10 years in prison. But this is for me and you. This is vindication.
It is.
What do they say? And the truth shall set you free.
Yep. Yes, sir.
AP News, ex-Harvard Medical School morgue manager admits in Pennsylvania court to his role in the theft and sale of human remains. What do you say? I mean, I wish I had
Can we just say we told you so in 2021?
I mean, that's what we're going to get.
But they tried to make us eat dog doo-doo, but guess what? We didn't.
Well, so it wasn't just there.
Yeah.
Because we also reported that things were kind of weird in Oklahoma and they were kind of weird in Arkansas. You remember that?
Yes, sir. I remember all this.
Okay, well, not only did he say, yeah, I did that. He didn't say Oklahoma, so we're still wrong about Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but he did admit also a mortuary in Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So various charges, and then there's a whole section of this case with other people that is sealed. What do you think about that?
I don't know what I think about it so far, but I know this: our case is signed, sealed, and delivered.
Bang, bang, chuga, chuga.
Yeah.
24 hands.
We didn't tell you so.
24 feet, 9 spines, portions of skulls.
Yeah.
5 dissected human faces, and admitted to. Now there's a whole bunch more, but admitted to 2 dissected heads.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oklahoma.
Here, I'm going to clap for you, and you clap for me.
I am too.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll hear about Oklahoma in a couple more years.
Oh yeah, we will for sure. Does that get anybody else?
It does.
You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to brag or anything, but hey, we told you so.
Yeah, that goes to all the people that doubted. I mean, is that okay? Yeah.
There you go. That's what I got for you, Nate.
Yeah. So whatever. Next thing, our grandparents always told us, don't use other people's pillows.
Right.
And it's just became a thing now. Like you use other people's pillows. You go to a motel, they don't change out the pillows. They just change out the top
part. Yeah.
Right. Well, this is kind of crazy. A woman's dirty pillow gave her eyelash mites.
Huh.
Did you even know eyelash mites were a thing?
I did not. I know mites were a thing, but I didn't know that there was eyelash mites.
Yeah, well, this woman lives in China, and we all know about China, right? I mean, you do listen to Morning Crankers, right?
Yeah, I do.
She had 100 dust mites living in one eyelash, or one side of her eye. So one row of eyelashes.
Yeah.
100 mites. What do you think of that?
Ooh.
She had been experiencing itchy eyes for more than 2 years.
Yeah.
Before she decided to see a doctor. I thought that was kind of weird at first, but then, how many guys that have had, itchy sacks?
Yeah.
And don't do nothing about it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like they're standing in front of their buddies just scratching away.
Yeah, there's some guys out there.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, go get that looked at.
Like, man, come on, dude. Not in public, please.
Well, that rash isn't normal, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like this woman's mites weren't normal. But, speaking of that, because you know how much we love the Chinese around here, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we really do.
We do.
There is a new microbe that was found on the Chinese International Space Station.
Oh, boy.
Do you think that it departed from Wuhan?
It's a possibility.
You know what I'm saying? Is that weird?
It is weird.
I mean, what's the deal? Why does this stuff come from there?
I have no idea. It's insanity, man, how much stuff that's come out of China. Let's be honest.
It is.
I mean, that's where the main laboratory for the, yeah.
Okay, so this is from Popular Mechanics. This is a very new story, May 21st, 2025. An unknown microbe snuck onto China's space station. Could it infect the universe? Now, I have serious concerns.
I do too.
Okay, so tell me, put your conspiracy knowist hat on.
Okay.
And tell me how it can happen. And okay, first of all, let's go back a little bit. How do they detect a new microbe on a space station out there?
Agree.
Okay, first of all, I have that question.
Oh, they had to have done some scientific research in their facility.
Well,
might have been Wuhan.
Funny.
Who knows? But
Chinese scientists have reported that they have found a novel bacteria on the Tiangong space station, but can't confirm if it evolved on the station itself or on Earth before hitching a ride skyward.
On the Tang what?
The Tiangong.
Tangwong?
Tiangong.
Oh, Tanglong. Okay.
Yeah.
Long Tang.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do they even know that it's there?
They can't know.
Well, here's the thing. Let's say, okay, we're going to examine this spaceship when it comes back down to Earth, right?
Right.
We'll get so hot, it'll burn any microorganisms off that, right?
Right.
But this is a novel bacteria.
Ooh.
Okay, so my other question is, so if it's too hot when it comes in, but even bacteria can't live in a vacuum, can they?
Yeah, they can.
Can they?
I think so.
Well, I mean, that's what we were told. Nothing can survive that, right?
We're told that.
But on Mars, they brought back bacteria.
Yep.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Okay, well, this is what...
That's, of course, if they've been to Mars, well, you know me.
Well, according to NASA, and I know you love NASA.
Oh, yeah. National Actors Studio Association. But anyway, go ahead.
A separate study showed that NASA's clean room used for the Phoenix Mars lander mission contained 26 novel bacteria species.
Ooh.
So where are they coming from? Are they mutated because they went there? I mean, I put your Star Wars glasses on for a second.
And that's funny you mentioned that, because what was going through my brain when we were talking about NASA, I was thinking about Lucas, matter of fact. I wonder how many of these microbes did they create on Lucasfilm set?
Yeah. Somebody had dirty shoes, you know.
Right. That's just my conspiracy Noah's hat.
Here's it's just none of it makes any sense. We've all watched the shuttles land. I mean, they come in and they crash into the ocean and they're burning up, right?
Yeah. I mean, didn't X sent one up and it hit the top of the...
Well, I'm wondering, is DARPA involved in this? Like, imagine if you could get a novel bacterium.
I know.
That could withstand the heat that's generated from it coming. I'm just asking questions here. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of good questions.
Right. Well, I mean, you got...
I like the old Who song, I won't get fooled again. Okay.
I won't get fooled again. Yeah. No, I think we're being fooled, brother. I'm just going to say...
I've been saying that for a long time.
They got a picture of this on here, and it literally looks like a brat that's overdone with a bunch of suckers pushed into it.
Yeah, I would go with that, or Q-tips with Q-tips.
Yeah, Q-tips stuck through a brat. I mean, that's what it looks like. That's what it says, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know how they find the microbes. I want to know how they've studied them, and they know there's 26 different bacteria species.
Right.
I want to know where they came from. Did they just bring aliens onto our planet?
Did they?
Well, that's a good question because it's here, right?
Is it a real ET they landed, or did they create the ET like in the movie?
Well, ET and Tiangong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They found the novel bacteria on there, but they don't know if it started on Earth, went to space, and came back, or if it was leached on in space and then came.
Or out in the Arizona desert somewhere.
I mean, this is some like Men in Black stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It could have landed in the desert.
So let's get back to reality here.
Right.
Okay, Denmark.
Yes.
Denmark is the pride of liberal everything, right? Because they got free healthcare.
Right.
They've got, free schooling.
Probably them and the Swiss, but anyway.
Yeah, well, and I mean, they got, 70% of them don't have cars because they can't wait in line that long, and they're too damn expensive for taxes, because their taxes are so outrageously high. So it is just a beautiful place for most people, right?
Right.
Well, unless you're a worker that wanted to retire. The retirement age is going to be 70 years old and is going to be retroactive to all the people born after December 31st, 1970.
Ooh.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Think about that. You work your ass off.
You do.
And you're putting away for retirement. You're putting away for retirement. All of a sudden
you're told you can't retire till you're 70.
Yeah, sorry.
You may not be here to enjoy your retirement, but once you get to 70, we realize that you may not even be here to enjoy your retirement. But anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, that really, really sucks.
It does.
Okay, it went from 62.
Yeah.
And then went to 65. And then went to 67. And now it's 70, and it passed with 81 votes for and 21 votes against. Do you want to know why?
Because of their politics over there.
It's because they're politics and they have no money.
Yeah.
And
by the way, the only way they can find money is tax you.
Exactly. And remember, they're on that sliding scale over there when it comes to the hospital.
Yeah.
So literally, if you want to go in and get something done, it's in order of importance. And
Right.
after you hit, I think it's like 60 years old, you drop to the bottom of the list
Wow.
because you've worn out your value to society. So do you see where this is going?
Socialist society.
Oh, no, I didn't say it.
I did.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's true because socialism sucks.
It does.
And socialism doesn't
It
work.
takes everything out of a human being.
Well, the next step. And do you remember when we were doing our last shows when they made it legal for them to ethically euthanize themselves? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, you just wait. It's going to be like in that old episode of Star Trek where to avoid war, they would just go and euthanize themselves in that machine. You remember that?
Yep.
There's going to be something like that over in the European Union because of the socialism.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's the good of the collective. Right?
It sounds right.
Well, it's happening.
Sounds right out of
100%
a Hollywood movie right there.
It is. And then speaking of European Union, what do you think of the French?
I don't know, man.
I mean, you know, I think most of the people of France are pretty cool,
Oh, I think so too.
but they have politicians that are as dirty as the politicians around the rest of the world, including America.
Oh, most certainly.
But they did do something kind of cool at the Lander Now. You know what it was?
What's that?
It's a population of 16,000 people, and it must be close to Germany because they get together on this thing,
Right.
and they celebrate cool stuff like the Smurfs. They had over 3,000 people dressed like Smurfs this week, and it's a Guinness Book of World Records.
Wow.
Would you get into that?
I guess I would.
I mean, besides having the blue dingleberries, would you have a blue face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of cool. That French dude right there, he looks like a normal dude, don't he?
He does.
Yeah. So, and then we got one more story, and then I want to go into 10 unbelievable facts that people really don't know about. And I want to mention right now, if you'd like to speak with us, morningcrankers@gmail.com, or you can go right to our website at morningcrankers.com.
And then you could say, Grad, I love you, or I hate you and despise you.
Yeah, well, you had people say that I'm kind of ornery on the show and that you're the nice one.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Yeah, I mean, you had that guy at work that said that. Like, it's kind of funny because he's got people at work that listen to it, and then they tell him, they critique him.
They do. They try to.
You know, like the song that we had earlier in the week, it was so awesome with us listening to it. And then when we listened back, there was two voices together.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we're going to make up one for that. I did a song myself.
Right.
I think it's about time you do a song yourself.
Oh, okay.
Give me a little bit of that guy that I don't like that can't sing, but you can sing.
Oh, we talking about
Down in the
Neil
basement.
Young.
Yeah, can you do Neil Young, like 10 seconds of it?
Oh, my God.
And then I'm going to ask the people if they want to hear you do a song as, Greg Young.
Greg.
Yeah, we're going to, I mean, that's what it's going to be.
Oh, my gosh. Old man, look at my life. Yeah, I like it. He always sounded old. You ever know?
He did. Yeah.
Like
even
when he sang, it's like listening to 100-year-old man try that.
Dude, that dude was smoking a pipe when he was
had to
born.
be.
He slid out of the cavity,
Yeah.
smoking and toking.
He had to.
Yeah. So, speaking of smoking, in USA Today, there was a story, and this is kind of sad, but it's kind of funny in a sad way.
Yeah.
An 11-year-old kid called 911 on his mother because she set the family dogs on fire.
Hot diggity dog.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of give a new meaning to hot dog, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
What
it
do
a
you
wiener
do?
dog?
I mean, kudos to the kid.
Was it a wiener dog hand?
Well,
We having a wiener
it
roast?
doesn't say. I
Could've been a
don't
wiener.
want to be that insensitive. I got
know.
dogs. I love dogs.
I know.
But you know what I mean.
I love dogs too, but
It's just a way that's going to be on one of those lists of like weirdest headlines of 2025.
if it was a weenie dog, it'd been really messed up.
Yeah, like
Been a weenie
triple
roast.
effect.
It'd have been called a weenie roast.
Yeah, well,
And it got roasted and toasted, but
yeah. Well,
poor dogs.
we've got 10 things that you're going to think is crazy. I mean, name something without looking at the list that's real but crazy.
Oh gosh, something that's real and it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to the shopping mall and trying to make elbow room to get into a store sometime.
Okay, how about something that's real, that's crazy, that people can't understand, that China is our nemesis.
I see.
Literally, they're talking. They have communication with UFOs.
Yeah.
And they're bringing novel bacteria down to take us out.
Oh.
You believe that?
It's possible.
Well, I don't believe it, but it would make a cool movie.
It would.
Anyways, did you know that octopuses have 3 hearts and they have blue blood?
I knew they had 3 hearts. I heard this one recently. I didn't know about the blue blood.
Well, 2 hearts pump blood to the gills and 1 to the rest of the body.
So they're from England.
Right. And well, blood pumping with the flaccidity is why you're taking Sheila sheet.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
You know why I said they got blue? They're from England, right?
Well, yeah, blue bloods.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about this? What is a strawberry?
What is a what?
What is a strawberry?
A strawberry?
Yeah.
It's a fruit.
Well, I mean, what is it? A strawberry. What is it?
It's not a paper and it's not a straw, but it's a vegetable or a fruit.
Well,
you're gonna trick me.
I mean, what is it? It is tricky.
I bet it is a vegetable. It's
okay, so what's a
ones.
banana?
It must be a vegetable. I'm just going off.
No, a banana is a berry, and strawberries are not a berry.
Huh.
Did you know that?
Did not know that.
Botanically, we're talking.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Like if we were from Harvard, one of them guys that was peddling, body parts.
Oh, okay.
That we were called conspiracy theorists and, liars about. Those guys.
Those guys.
If we were talking right now botanically.
Botanically.
Yeah. Bananas are berries and strawberries are not berries.
Huh.
Kind of cool, huh?
It is cool.
Now, I would like to know how they come up with this. This is fact, according to them. Okay. Sharks existed before trees.
How did they know that?
Well, I want to know the same thing, but according to them, this is fact. This is science. Settled science. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cutting edge, huh?
How many people have called you an ass?
Oh, quite a few.
Well, they're right. Because did you know that you actually started out as an anus?
No, I did not.
Early embryonic development for deuterostomes, like humans, the anus is the first thing to form.
Huh. So I guess next time when I get in an argument with someone and they say, well, I don't like you, and then I can say, well, quit talking out your, what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, here, think about it. If you're growing and you have an in hole before an out hole, you're going to get constipated.
Yeah.
Like badly. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, you got to be careful. But just remember, you started out as an anus.
Right. Facts.
There's also a species of jellyfish that can potentially live forever. What do you think of that?
That's pretty cool.
Turritopsis dormi can revert back to its juvenile state, essentially bypassing death under certain conditions. What do you think of that?
Huh. What's the condition?
It doesn't say.
Come on.
I mean, this is science. They got to leave a hanger there.
Science. Why do you leave?
Well, you know what you could do? You could just AI it. Who needs a scientist anymore? Just AI it.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
You know what I mean?
True.
Did you know that wombat poop is cube-shaped?
Did not.
Yeah, it's like icebreakers.
Right.
We're spitting facts here.
Well, pooping facts.
Okay, now, what planet would you say most recognizes hell?
Mars.
Listen to this. There's a planet where it rains molten glass sideways, planet HD 189733b. It's an exoplanet, and it has glass rain driven by 5,400 mile per hour winds.
Wow.
Okay, again, how do they know that?
They don't.
How do they know that it's glass?
There's no way they can know that. Especially if it's that many, I don't know. It's too far away. That's for one.
So now we've got another planet in our solar system. I don't remember the name of it, but did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Okay, and for years they've been telling us about these planets that are so far away, and they've got a microscope and they're seeing them, right?
Right.
But they tell us the speed of light is, only this fast, and it would take us 150 billion light years to get there. Well, does a microscope speed up light?
Which one?
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question.
Well, you know, I hate asking.
I'm not a scientist, so I couldn't answer that, but I'd love to hear their answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's way too logical for them.
Yeah.
You know, and I could just imagine them looking down at me from their ivory tower noses.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, and saying, that comment doesn't deserve an answer, sir.
Just like the Harvard.
Or no, they wouldn't say sir anymore because that would be, you know, like they'd be giving me a gender.
Yeah.
What would they say?
Whatever your gender you prefer to be called, Mr. Hansen.
What would they say? Instead of sir, would they go, we, or
They.
or us, them, use all.
Yeah.
You know, that could be a new word, use all.
Use
all. Like, we'll take it from the
Sound
south.
like somebody from Utah. Utah. I went from Utah.
Well, you know, in Ohio, they say the S's.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then if you're from the south, you say y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make it like a Ohio Southern thing, like you saw.
You saw.
You know what I'm saying? Like, make it like that. I'm very happy for this one also. Well, sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins.
Wow.
Okay, but this next one, I have been telling people for years, I could smell rain coming.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and they'd be like, no, science says that it's impossible. Well, it's no longer impossible. It's scientific fact now that you can smell rain. Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to know why.
The scent is called petrichor,
Okay.
caused by oils released from plants and a compound called geosmin that is made up by soil bacteria.
Huh.
I wonder if it's novel
Interesting.
bacteria from, you know, the Chinese space station. Gosh,
we've smelled rain coming for years. I have.
I mean, I know I have.
I have facts.
You know, like, do you think you can smell pheromones from a woman? Like, you went to a bar and she's like trying to kiss you and stuff, and you're like, ooh, I can smell the pheromones. Can you, I mean.
Yeah, she definitely. If you're going to go to the.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so I could smell my wife's. She used to wear this stuff called apple.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But I could never smell pheromones.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they say that you can, and they even make you should try this. They got a pheromone spray for guys that supposedly attracts women.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, have you tried it?
I have not.
Would you be willing to try it? Like, I'll walk behind you with a camera at the mall, and you put a bunch on, and you just walk by girls, and we'll see if they give you the look.
We'll see if they give Big Red the look. Huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, Big Gray. Big Red.
It's Gred. Okay.
Gred, yeah, you know.
I try not to mention the gray. But.
And finally, there's a fungus they have found now that turns ants into zombies.
Oh, man, all we need now.
Okay, so if you remember, the cicadas turn into sex zombies. And,
yeah.
I mean, half of them will be gone, and they'll just go and, you know, try to mate.
Yeah.
Okay, what is it, after 18 years or 11 years or something like that? There's cycles.
Yeah.
Well, now we got to deal with the same thing with ants.
Ooh, it'd be bad if they're red ants.
Well, it says, I'm going to look at this so I can tell you right. Ophiocordyceps unilaterals infects ants, controls their behavior, and makes them climb to an ideal spot before killing them and growing out of their heads.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
I wonder how small their head is.
Well, we don't want to talk about size. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
We want you to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, folks.
Yes.
Go and enjoy the weather. You know what? It's a holiday this weekend.
It is, and I guess there's going to be flooding in our area this weekend, what I was told.
Well, it's kind of weird. I mean,
meteorology, but it changes. I'm telling you, weather down here changes all the time.
Well, it does, and you know, this time of year usually it's hotter than Satan's garage.
Yeah.
And this year it hasn't been. It's,
no.
60s, 70s.
I think we're going to pay for it this fall, winter.
Yeah. September we're going to have 104 degrees like 10 days in a row.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. But we love you guys.
Love you, gang. See you next week.